Hi everyone, my name is Courtney Black and today we are talking to Ben of Whitechapel. How are you doing?
Doing great. Yeah, nice day here in Tennessee. So I'm feeling good. And the new record comes out in 2 days, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. How does it feel for you that live shows are coming back and we know we're finally kind of coming out of the pandemic? Are you guys kind of ready to be returning to the live shows?
Yeah, yeah. Especially we got some new songs to play, and I feel like our set list will be cool and diverse and really put on a show.
Yeah. So I mean you guys are touring next year, but you've also got a show in Knoxville, Tennessee in December, right?
Yeah.
Will this be the first time for you guys to be able to properly tour with your record, The Valley? Because I mean that came out in like 2019.
Uh, Properly toured. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's been 2 years since we've done a tour. So yeah, yeah, it'll be February next year after the hometown show where we go on the Camel tour.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I mean, so obviously, like you said, you guys are just about to release the new album Kin. So would you mind telling us a little bit about kind of the narrative of the record?
The narrative is a direct continuation of the Valley, the story that was told on the Valley, which is basically about our vocalist's childhood, like wrapped in like a kind of a horror theme. And this new record is more of a like a more of a fantasy theme. It's like a psychological record about like what would have happened if Bill would have taken a dark path. And talks about like dark cells awakening and then like kind of manifesting into real, tangible like people, and then it's like a battle between Bill's true reality and his evil self, like throughout the whole record. And it plays, this album plays like from beginning to end like a storyline. So it like follows the story in a linear fashion.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I mean, the album artwork is incredibly striking, and I think it's very different to kind of the previous album artworks you guys have had.
Yeah.
So, is there a particular kind of story behind the album artwork? And just is there a reason why you chose that particular style of art in comparison to like your past album covers?
Yeah. You're looking at the artist right here.
Hi.
Yeah, she painted it. Yeah. Yeah, we felt like this record, the artwork needed to reflect how much time we spent on the music. So yeah, it was like really labored over. It wasn't, an artwork that you just kind of make in 2 days or something. It took a month for 8 hours a day of
Mm,
Jill doing pointillism. Like each dot is like hand poked. So
wow,
there's like a little personality in each one. If you get the vinyl, it's really
that's amazing.
it's really cool to see it, up close. But yeah, I mean, it was important to have I feel like, in order to get the concept, like, and just have it shown in like the simplest form possible, like how it is in the album art, it needed to be hand drawn. You can't do like any computer stuff to get it that like get it how we wanted it, especially like the little hidden messages in there, like there's like in the negative space, there's like a demon.
Mm,
You turn it upside down, like that represents like the overall like darkness that's layering the album, and kind of the evil self
mm.
that's really the villain in the story. Um, so the
Yeah.
artwork needed to like have just make the horns pointy. It needed that special that touch to it.
Yeah, so it sounds like a really special, actually, part of bit of artwork. So, well done. That's really great.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah. Yeah.
um, so you guys actually released your track "Lost Boy" from the album. What was it that made that song stand out to be the one that you wanted to release first?
Well, it has elements of our old sound, but just in like a modern look at it, and got elements of what we want to do in the future, and actually on this record. So it smelled that we felt.
Mm. Yeah, because it's a very there's a lot of
New band.
yeah, no, absolutely, and there's a lot of imagery in the kind of lyrics of that song, and especially the kind of video that you released to go with the music. It really is very raw and goes down to like almost a molecular level. So what was the kind of creative process of wanting to go kind of that deep with it? And because it seems like very like with the imagery of the two people and kind of the threads coming out of the people, it's very there's a lot of imagery going on there.
Yeah, we just had to we just wanted to it was just kind of like overload the viewer with like information because the story's so dense. So the video kind of tells like just a summary of like the whole story in just 3.5 minutes. So it had to be like, it's a lot, the story's a lot, so it just shows that just kind of summarize the album just with like a just very intense, like kind of like an overwhelming like shock to the system, kind of just like, here it is.
Yeah.
But you have to like listen to the whole album to like kind of digest it in a an easier pace.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That sounds amazing. I mean, so much has happened, I think, over, the last like coming up to 2 years because of the pandemic. But a lot of bands and media outlets and stuff have really had to kind of evolve with things being online so much. And what would you say for you guys? It's been sort of a good thing that the industry has had to evolve so quickly, and this new kind of accessibility to things being online. Would you say that's kind of been a good positive aspect?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's you got to think differently than how you did before. So I mean, it's like that's kind of like the mother of invention, like the necessity. You kind of had to think of new ways to get revenue and get your content and your music out there. So I think it's definitely evolved like kind of like an accelerated way ever since the pandemic, which I think is it's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, I know it's probably a bit soon, but have you guys been thinking or trying to look at planning a tour out of the US, or has it just been, this is very early days and you're just happy to kind of just be out there? You're not going to jump the gun too much.
Yeah, I mean, there's talks of it. It's just nothing like definite yet because we don't know how overseas travel going to be, next year. So it's still up in the air. But if anything, it'd be like later 2022.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. So just finally, before we let you go, is there anything that you would like to just say as a shout out to fans, just as a sign off?
Yeah, just thank you to our fans that just love our music for what it is and like how we kind of evolved over the years, and that stuck by us, and that are very like emotionally attached to the music we make. Yeah, we appreciate it.
Amazing.
So much.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to have a little chat with us today, and I hope that whatever you're doing for the rest of your day, you have a great time.
Oh, thank you. You too. Thanks, Courtney. I appreciate it.
No problem. I'll catch you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, Courtney.
Bye.